Today I want to give you a story uh, from my personal experience, and I wish the people who are planning to own the cars, maybe for the first time, I believe by narrating this story, you'll be at a better position because it happened to me and it was very devastating. So, my first car was a Toyota 110, and of course, because I didn't know much about cars, of course, I had done some research. But now I didn't know any mechanic to help me do the pre-purchase inspection. Please, this is what happened, and I want you to listen very carefully. So as usual, I went to a colleague and who was of course owning a car that was a closer model to the model that I wanted. So I told the guy to link me up with his mechanic. So he gave me the number, and then we linked up. So I identified the car that I wanted to buy. I went alone first, and just to meet the seller. So the second day, of course, we organized now with the mechanic to go and now check the car as well as doing the payment. So upon arriving at on the ground, fortunately or unfortunately, this mechanic and the seller were both Luos. I'm not a Luo. I don't understand Luo. Eh? So I saw them, they kept talking, and they could tell me enter into the car, engage the gear, we are checking the mountains, reverse, move it forward, and they were talking and they kept on going around the car. I never suspected that these people would collude and do something against me. So, me with my naivety, I just allowed them. So I saw they have really become friends. So I thought now this deal will be the best. But now this the mechanic, after now inspecting and checking everything, so I told him now, can you give me the report of what how you've seen the car? And he was like, oh, now this car is perfect. It is one of the best I've ever met. It is a good car. Eh? Now now I was trusting this mechanic, of course, because now he was referred to me by a friend. So I never thought that maybe he can do anything wrong or anything bad to me. So now, but I felt in my spirit that there is something amiss. So I told him, we will not pay the car today. I have an issue with the bank. We will pay it tomorrow. So I went and slept. Of course, we parted ways. I paid him for that day. I paid him his fare and, of course, some token. So I told him we will come back tomorrow and pay the car. He was okay with that. So, but I felt now I needed to engage another friend. So I engaged a dealer who was my friend, and we were living in the same apartment. So the following day we went to the seller. Of course, now we found the mechanic had already arrived. He had waited for us for more than 1 hour on the site. So I told the dealer or my brother who and tagged along from the same apartment to check the car for me. Now remember, the previous day, the mechanic was referring to me, had insisted that the car is okay and doesn't even need a drive test. So my friend, the one I tagged along, the friend we were living in the same apartment, he told me we must do a drive test for this car. So all of us entered the car. And upon entering, my friend told me, hey, this car, the brakes are not very functional. He did some rough road. There was a lot of noise in the suspension. So of course, after doing some tests, now my friend called me aside, and we now talked a little. He told me the truth. This car, for you to bring it on the road, you spend not less than 50, 60,000. on spot because the brakes were bad, the suspension was not okay. The steering rack was leaking. The tires were worn out. All that. And remember, I had not interacted with the cars initially. Of course, I had done driving, but I was zero in knowing the cars. I didn't have any information about the cars. Actually, I didn't even know how. I was not confident on the road. So I had now to negotiate the car because now I really wanted it and I didn't want to search for any other. So I told the seller, now this I've been told the truth. Of course, I told him the truth that I came with a different person yesterday and he's still around with us, but now he never gave me the correct information. So the price we agreed, we will have to reduce it because now I'm told the car will spend more than 50,000 for me to bring it back on road. So we agreed that you have to slash another 50,000, and he didn't have a problem with that. So I had now to tell the mechanic the truth that now the money I was supposed to pay him, I'll have to pay the friend that I came with because the mechanic now colluded with the seller, and now they wanted to swindle me. So if it were you, what would you have done? Of course, I paid his fare home, but I never paid him any other money. I had to pay my friend who assisted me. So if you're looking for a car and it is your first time, please, I would advise get a trusted friend. This habit of referrals, you're being referred to a mechanic who you don't even know, eh? You find yourself in a mess. I'm telling you. Unless you come to a trusted dealers like us, who we normally tell you the truth. We will tell you that this car has this issue and this issue and this issue. So you make your own decisions. And there's no problem with coming with your mechanic, especially if it is your first time. Avoid referrals, especially if it is a mechanic. If it is a friend, maybe a colleague, you're working in the same place, it is okay. At least you can trust them. Even if they don't know much about cars, they'll give you a clue. But this is your referrals. Out of experience, I had a very, very tough time with a referral mechanic. The problem we have in Kenya is getting a trusted person is the most difficult thing. Everyone is looking for someone to swindle. It's quite unfortunate. There are very few people who can be trusted, especially when it comes to purchasing a car. So be warned and please take your precautions.